When I came in here, I was still using horses when I came in here until they introduced me to the end. The adjustable shit now. I'm flipping the motherfucking head thing.
Yeah. Is that battery powered? What is it? Like is it battery powered or is it?
Nah, these cordless. This all this new cordless shit.
Yeah.
So this the new age equipment. Everybody going cordless. So a lot of barbers trying to be mobile barbers and shit like that.
What you mean?
We'll come to your house and cut your hair for a fee, of course, but.
He said for a fee, of course.
But yeah, we will make house calls. And it's a lot easier than having all these damn cords right now.
Like, where do you get clips like that? Because I think for the average.
I can't tell you that, bro. See, now you going too deep into my business.
So what's the difference between a
Walmart
clipper and the clippers you got? What's the difference?
Power.
Oh, the cords ain't gonna be as thick. Walmart clippers will have just like a little regular cord.
Yeah.
It don't give you that much power, so you can't go through can't cut the bulk of hair like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The more power you got, the more better your clippers are.
So
I use all my clippers. I use different things.
Yeah. Same thing. What Phil said as far as like
yeah, I mean, you know, each clipper do something different.
Yeah.
All of them don't do the same thing, so
what's a small brush you use for you got in your hand?
to keep it clean, I mean, keep the
As
area.
you cut?
Yeah, I mean, keep the lines out, to show your guidelines, show what you're doing.
Yeah. I remember when I came in, what was that, like a month ago? And I had a dirty head. Yeah. What'd you tell me, Chubb?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Man said, don't come in here with that, man. Wash your head before you come here.
Come in here with a pound of grease in your head.
But I mean, I could offer a service, but at the same time, you're gonna turn that service down because you don't want to pay that price.
And you might feel cool.
I'm talking about to get your hair washed.
I don't want to wash my nigga head. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hell no, man. I don't want to be all over you with a shampoo ball. That's when you really gonna be looking at me with motherfucking eyes and get pissed off. I wouldn't mind doing a little boy's head, but I would not want to wash a grown man's head. A grown man should be able to wash his own head.
But I'm saying, listen, what if your client says, hey, I'm gonna give you an extra 10 and you wash my hands?
I'm gonna do it, but I ain't gonna want to do it.
You already know.
Like, he got a little ingrown hair in the back here. That's something that black people are not going to be able to stop. There's no way that you're ever going to not get ingrown hair because of the way our hair grows. We have what's called curly hair. And you have straight hair, which is mostly your Caucasian and your Hispanics and stuff like that. They will never get ingrown hair like that because their hair already goes straight out. Our hair grows out and curves back into our skin. That's why when you shave low and stuff like that, and you get a low cut or you get a low shave, you always gotta maintain it while your hair growing out because your natural hair is gonna grow in and grow back out, and that's how you get all the hair growing.
As a man, when you're getting your hair cut, right, it's honestly an intimate kind of situation.
Is it really?
Hell no, it's not, man. Why is it turn this shit into something else?
So you mean to tell me the relationship between a barber and a man is not
My barber be me and the customer. Ain't got shit nothing.
That's what the whole conversation comes from, though, right? Right.
If what now?
I said, isn't the relationship between a barber and a man, isn't it a relationship? Not in no like gay shit.
I know that.
But isn't that an intimate relationship?
I understand what you're saying, but I just ain't like the way you worded it. I ain't like the intimacy that you went too deep with that one. It ain't intimate. It just I feel what you're saying. It can make you feel. It can make you feel a certain type of way.
I got it. So if it's not intimate, why do you get mad when your client go to someone else?
Cause the motherfucker cheating, nigga.
So what? What is he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing, Phil? He's cheating. How you cheating if it's not intimate? I'm just getting the cut. Remember?
Yeah,
Hey Phil, not here. All right, man. Hey DJ, can you get my haircut? You shouldn't be mad if it ain't incident. Why'd I put my name in your book then?
Sure, right.
Why'd I put my name in your book? Why'd I call you a week in advance? Why'd I call you a week in advance to say, yo, I need to get my haircut? It's because I like how you cut my hair. Wrong or right?
Sure, right.
And how did you build that relationship with you?
You ain't gonna spotlight me to be on the motherfucking episode today, nigga.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
So if it is a relationship, why I can't trip when you go to somebody else?
Because it's an intimate relationship. And you
I know, I'm saying, if I
you should be able to
ain't tripping about our relationship.
Take the intimate word out.
But what I'm saying is, now, why you trip? I'm a trip when you come in and you done got so.
You want me to tell you why I'm a trip? It ain't because it's intimate, it's because I done done so much to build up to where your head is looking a certain way. And when you go to somebody else, they not gonna cut it the same way I'm gonna cut it.
I think instead of maybe the word intimate, because people normally put that into a relationship, probably the word loyal.
Yeah, loyalty, brother. Loyalty, brother. That sounds a lot better. Intimacy.
Because intimacy is kind of like you understanding a person without you necessarily having to talk.
Yeah.
Don't you talk to your clients though?
Sometimes I don't want to talk to them.
But
So when you get in your hair though, you don't talk?
Well, my mom was a hair soft. No, some of them, she just listens. She just nod her head.
No,
Some of them crazy
cause see,
too.
That doesn't.
I'm letting you dictate the conversation. You the client.
Okay.
I'm like a counselor.
Yeah.
I'm listening until it's time for me to talk. But now if we talking and I leave the conversation, of course. But I mean, we don't have to look each other in the eye and talk.
So here we are with the owner of MIkki, Mr. Craig himself. Wanted to introduce you formally. We are here on an episode of The Barber's Life. The biggest reason why I wanted to have you come out is because in the barbershop, one of the biggest things that we talk about is ownership and entrepreneurship.
Mickey's basically started with a dream my mother had. You know, she was a caterer before she became a restaurant owner, so she catered more to small businesses, and it kind of, people started to gravitate towards the cooking that she was cooking. So she had a few suggestions like, you know, you should open up a restaurant, this and this and that, but she wasn't really into it because she was working at the post office at the time. So time kind of limited her for what she can do as far as her dream. So I say about the second or third year into it, she basically had to make a decision. She post office or own your own business. And of course she chose to own her own business and quit basically without any retirement, no nothing. So it was kind of like a jump of faith for her. So we had to struggle those first 3 to 5 years really with making no money because we really had no money to put into it. So it kind of grew into what it is today from a long history of her basically just grinding it out from the beginning. So she started off as a caterer and ended up into the building. Really, for me, my mind was made up when I seen her grinding and struggling to get where she needed to go. And the end result wasn't really just to have your own, it was really to set the future straight.
Yeah.
So I have 2 kids of my own. I have a sister that's a part owner with me as well, co-owner, and she has 2 kids. So you have to basically think future-wise.
Yeah.
If you work a regular job, it's more, you're limited to setting the future for your kids and kind of their kids' kids. So it was more of a legacy thing for us, more so than do I want to work, because everyone starts off working for somebody at some point. You don't. It's rare that you see an owner start off as an owner. You know, you have to start from the bottom. So really, being an entrepreneur through her is what inspired me, because I was just working regular jobs. Coincidentally, I was at the post office as well, and that's where her career began. And so I ended up quitting my job at the post office to come help her and do her, you know, what she's, her dream base, because I put mine to the side. My thing is design, photography, videography, you know, that's more my field. But I put my interest to the side to help her situation. Before I basically jump into what Mickey's is, well, it's a soul food restaurant, and this year, as of recent in January, my mother passed, January 20th. So it was more of before things like this happen, you don't know how to define it. You know, like what Mickey's is, because you kind of replicating what she would say. But now that I'm in her shoes, I can really fulfill the definition of what it really means. It's more like, that's my mom's restaurant, you know, we just help, but now I'm in the forefront, and so
it's more responsibility put on my shoulders. So with that being said, you know, MIkki's is a soul food restaurant. We've been around. This will be our 20th year coming in 2020.
Congratulations, man. Some people
Appreciate
don't
that.
even year one, man.
Yeah, oh yeah. She started in '97 catering, and in 2000 she actually opened the building.
Okay.
And so we've been there for the 19 years plus. And I live out here actually in Pearland, so that's how Pearland became an option. Because I was driving home on 518 and I seen a Felice sign at the building that used to be CC's, so I was like, there go MIkki's. You know what I mean?
CC's.
Appreciate that, brother.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I called my mom, I called her up and I was like, I see our second restaurant.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, man, I told her where it was and she was like, okay. She wasn't really sold because she had to see it first. So she was like, I'll come by and check it out. And I think about 2 days later, that's when she came out and she walked in and immediately she was like, yeah, this the spot. You know, go ahead, tell them to draw up the contract. We're gonna be here. And unfortunately, 2 weeks later, after she signed that contract, is when she passed. So I felt like she was setting the future up for me and my sister before she left this earth. So, you know, it's still a hard time for me because you don't really get over that kind of situation, but what happened to her keeps my drive going. And basically, Pearland came about from me staying here and explaining it to her and her believing that I could run something that she owns. So pretty much, yeah, that's the gist of MIkki's.
When people say soul food, that word gets thrown around. Like people like, I make soul food.
What is soul food to
What is soul
y'all?
food? What does soul food mean?
That's what I was about to break down. Soul food basically came from, she adopted soul food from the way she cooked the food.
Yeah.
It's like, so you can't, it's real. You can't, you gotta put soul into your food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People think of soul food, you think gravy, like your typical thick cornbread. It is that, but it can be nasty as well.
Cornbread.
And so her thing with like collard greens, you know what I mean? It's easy to get a can of greens and pour them in a pot and cook them. But if you wash them twice and you chop them up and you put in all the seasoning and the hots and the turkey and you make it into the greens like it's supposed to be, then that's what soul food is to us. Basically, it's from scratch. Everything is seasoned to perfection, basically. There's no knockoff brands. If we using seasoning salt, it's Tony's. It's not Oni's. You know what I mean? She uses everything that would have the taste of the food be to what it basically remind your grandmother's house. Your grandmother's house. If you have a grandmother or mother that know how to cook, we want you to remind yourself when you eat us of them.
Yeah.
Like, man, when I was Mississippi, this remind me when I grew up or wherever you came from. So the soul food it wasn't just because we sell food that black people eat, it's because she cooked it with a lot of love. You know what I mean?
So, how did you develop your menu? I guess that was my biggest question from like the food you cook soul food and it's delicious. But how did you kind of iron down this is the type of soul food I was gonna cook? How did you do that?
That was more of a trial and error.
Okay.
Like her catering were more finger foods, kebabs, meatballs. Like she started off really not making too much soul food. Mac and cheese and stuff like that, but oxtails and meatloaf and some other pork chops came about as the demand came. Like, once y'all put pork chops on the menu, once y'all put some other ribs on the menu, once y'all do barbecue, we basically took it from the customer.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we should try that.
Is there a plan to expand the menu? Because soul food is limitless. Because you can. I know the biggest thing right now is like vegetarians. Vegetarian soul food.
Yeah.
I'm just spitfiring like there's so much. There's so much opportunity.
More so than expanding because we have a lot of items. So, say for instance, our greens, we cook it with ham, hocks, and pork, but a lot of people don't eat pork or meat. So we'll cook our black eyed peas and cabbage with turkey, and we'll cook, the corn, everything we'll cook without meat at all. So you at least have a few options, if not, because you are coming into a soul food restaurant. So we can't completely satisfy the vegan or the vegetarian, but we can give them options.
Well, you should know you're doing it because you mentioned pork. I try not to eat pork.
Me too, man. I'm trying to stay
try
away
not
from
to.
swine. It's so divine.
Look. The thing is, I walked in there and I saw the greens. I love greens.
Yeah.
I love greens since I was a child. I saw that, I was like, man.
Tempted.
The guy around the corner was like, you want some greens? I was like, he knew, he knew. I was like, yeah, let me get some greens, things are amazing.
Yeah.
I think it is what it is though. But like I said, I think that brings us back to the community with like that family vibe. Because like I said, soul food, you mentioned, it's of the soul. If you have that atmosphere, that vibe, soul food is gonna make you sit there and just enjoy yourself. You know, enjoy yourself. So we always talk about it after you done eating, you want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's soul food.
Talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't move for a while.
There you go.
You get that itis going, and after that, it's bedtime, man.
Once them daddies get to going over there too.
Oh man, yeah, that's at least
I heard they already dads.
Yeah.
at the original location.
Okay.
We had we waiting on the license to come in for this location, so that's at least another good month away.
Okay.
The beer and wine license, we don't want the hard liquor because you don't want to get away from the family environment.
I got you.
Because it's different between having a daiquiri and some vodka.
Yeah.
So we still want to get you mellow, but
You
not.
got that oxtail in that.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Oxtail and crab.
Hey, look. Hey, that's the name on the menu. Oxtail and crab.
And you can probably do that at the crib, but.
Hey, look. There you go.
But in the restaurant, we don't want nobody getting out of character.
Yeah, definitely.
Because some people you can't control once they get out of the element.
Definitely.
You kind of get full of liquor. So you kind of want to
bring
keep
that side of
that.
the family.
Yeah, that daiquiri will kind of get you, okay, I'm good, and
Yeah.
I got some good food, and I'm set. But that's kind of like, she was kind of really not for the daiquiris at first because she's very spiritual type person, church-wise. And we don't do no alcohol in my restaurant. I'm like, there's a man for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's money to be made.
You know, like the people that don't want it won't buy it. You know, the people that like to consume alcohol or daiquiris for that matter, you know, we're gonna limit them to a two cup max if it is considered. So
Yeah, got you.
we tried our best to follow her guidelines on how she wanted the restaurant. And now that she's going, basically me and my sister plan is to keep everything to the T. No changing of the seasoning, no changing of the drinks, no changing of the cornbread, no changing of nothing, because that's something she created that's successful and don't want to mess up something that's already fixed. And we're located at 9603 Broadway Street, Suite 108, in between Miller Ranch Road and Silver Lake. Come out and see us. We're in Pearland. We've been open 2 weeks, but we look to be here for a long time, so we'll hope to see y'all soon.
Give me some change.
He wants the max though.
Everybody want the max and shit.
And everybody got money, so you don't think nobody gonna give him the max?
He ain't got that much money. Believe that.
Cause you looking at what? The Knicks, the Nets.
Boston.
Boston got money now. You got
Lakers got money. Lakers ain't got money. They got 30 million now.
32.
They ain't gonna be able to do nothing with that. But I mean, they trying to go after Russell.
I don't see. Talking about the Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't see Russ. He
Going back?
play with them. Like
Why not?
That's what how he played this year.
He was up and down. He wasn't really.
Russell?
I mean, he wanted to. He wants to.
Talking about Brooklyn Russell?
Yeah.
Brooklyn Russell?
You talking about D'Angelo?
Yeah. I'm talking about Brooklyn Russell.
Oh, D'Angelo.
That's what they going after. They going to bring him back. Come on back. We want you back. That's a move right there.
But the Knicks sent him a qualifying offer.
Oh, for how much?
The
max?
Whatever his contract was for. So that's out of there.
But you know,
But my thing was,
It all come
I
down.
don't think Kyrie going there though. I think Kyrie going to the Knicks, man. I think he going to the Knicks.
Kyrie,
Man.
wherever he go, he gonna need some help. He can't do it by damn self. He can do it about. Kyrie better go meet the man, man. Where he needs to go meet the man. Want to win again? Go meet the man. You know what it is. Quit playing with yourself.
see, he apologized.
Quit playing with yourself, man. Yeah, quit playing with yourself, man. Come on home, man. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, he said, "Come on home."
Come on home. You can't play without me. I mean, think about it. He thought he could do it without him. You can't do it.
Being really mad. And even when
Then you got your homeboy telling you can do it. Hey, come on, man. This man took Golden State to 6 games, man, with the B team, bro. You know what I'm saying? 1-2, win 1 game overtime. Yeah, Dellavedova.
even that Boston team, like said that when they were playing too, they didn't look.
I think that's because Kyrie came in with the mindset, I'm a champion, so y'all gotta respect me. It's like you can't walk into locker rooms like that though.
That whole team is just
not in the NBA at least.
It's like like how the Warriors started, with all that young people.
Okay.
So what the Warriors gonna do? Because you got two.
Warriors ain't gotta do nothing but chill.
Yeah, but if KD leave, play out half the season. It might not end up. They might be a 13 seed.
They can take a year off. You know what I'm saying?
But you said how many times have we said that we can just take a year off and it's never the same?
What? It's never the same, man. His legs ain't what's done. He can shoot, man. As long as he dead to shoot that rock, man. You feel me?
All right, shoot.
As long as he able to shoot that rock, man, he gonna be all right. They gonna offer him 190 tonight. I'm talking about Clay. Yeah,
What y'all think about LeBron using the Space Jam?
They gonna have enough
budget?
juice. They gonna have enough juice to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But man, they, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what y'all heard about LeBron using the Space Jam 2 budget to sign people? You know he doing it. That's the only reason why.
But they ain't let a lot of them in because they wasn't with Nike. You know, a lot of people.
He with Nike though. That's why he with Nike though.
Hey, he with the same own.
His contract.
It's
gonna be funny when his contract come out for Space Jam and it's like 10 mil. 10 mil for 3 seasons. It's like, yeah, man, I just wanted to help out my boy.
They got the same agent. Rich Paul agent. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I think he's really running the Lakers, man. I ain't gonna be honest with you. Nah, Rich Paul. I think
he ain't running them. He just telling them what it is. Man, look, man, y'all can sign if y'all want to.
It ain't my fault.
But we ain't playing over there. We want to go to the Lakers, man. We going over there one way or the other, man.
No, what I'm saying is, because like,
they can get rid of Kuzma. Because Kuzma played his ass off last year.
yeah, they're not gonna get. My thing is though for the Lakers.
Kuzma wasn't gonna move. Kuzma only making 1.9 million. He couldn't move that trade like that. He's a good player, but you ain't making no money. That money gotta match up. You already know when you go to talking that bread.
Because you know there's rookie contract still, so you know they're gonna take care of him when LeBron leaves. Because if they do bring another star, it'll be that star, 80, and Kuzma.
They really don't need, man. They need a bunch of roles. They need
somebody that
they gotta resign Rondo, man.
And
You need because Rondo ain't in. Rondo gonna handle it right. LeBron ain't gotta do too much with Rondo and
LeBron is trying to last till his son get better. Once his son gets to the league, then he's gonna be there. No, sir. That's
So what's up? Y'all wanna talk about D-Wade with these pilots toenails. What's up with that?
Hey man, I don't know what's going on with Dwayne. Man. His son came out as.
let you know what it is. Let you know what it is. Him and his son the same way. That boy and that shit.
He put a bad message out there, man. Ain't no good message, man. The man got a French manicure. Pull up his page right now. Man, I ain't finna play with you, man. He got his toes now. He got the whole 9.
What color he got?
What?
He got some colors on it?
He ain't got colors, that's what I'm telling you.
White.
Nah, he ain't got the white tips. He got like a pinkish purple.
Yo, he tripping.
Let me see that. Who followed D-Wade?
You got it.
Go to D-Wade on the gram and do his thing, and you're gonna see whatever you wanna see. Guaranteed, man got his toes done. It said toe awareness month.
That's just weird to me, man.
Toe awareness.
That's just solid shit.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
He got it done though. All right.
That's what happens when your girl be your best friend, though.
And then, yeah, that's what it is. See, they more partners than they. Come on, man, y'all tripping. She got what she want, baby.
She got the baby. She done now. Life over for her. Like she shouldn't have occurred. I don't.
You know what he got too?
He got my baby on the side too.
He got a baby. We got a baby daddy too.
Who got a baby dad? Wade? Come on, man. Chill out.
Let that ball shot talk down. This is ball shot.
Wade, one of my favorite players, man.
He don't play no more.
Come on, man. Chill, man.
So what you like about it? Chill, dog. Just saying. You don't play no more.
It's fashion sense.
Yeah.
Weird.
You see it?
I don't want to look at it, man, because I ain't trying to look at the boy in the wrong light, man.
What you mean look at him wrong way?
It was Kobe, him.
Come on.
I don't want to see it, man.
Come on, man. The man showing it, man. Let me see. Yeah, you see it.
Come on, dog. Come on, man. That's tricky.
That look like some woman feet, man.
He tripping.
With the fucking ankle bracelet.
What an ankle bracelet, dog.
I don't get about NBA players. Okay, first, let's just pause real quick. I know there's homosexual men in the world. I get it, man. I understand. But he got babies, though. He got kids, though.
You know, his son just came out and
His son just came out. Son ain't number 12 years old. He gay, he say. 12, you gay? How you 12 and know you gay?
Man, I didn't know what I was doing at 12, man.
Man, say, bro.
I know what I was doing. That wasn't messing with me.
We going to church.
I knew I was like, girl, but I ain't, come on. I'm sorry. I'm just keep all the way 100. It took me 2 more years to actually
That's why all that spend a night and shit at the coach house and all that there, that shit ain't gonna happen, man.
You said spending the night at the coach
At the
house?
coach house, cause there's other team players over there. Man, come on, man.
But think about this. That means you had to play around somewhere with that type of shit to know that you like it.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be introduced to that.
Hold on, but that's not.
How you gonna
My thing is that you bring up. Hold on, but you bring up 2 different things because there's one crowd that says you're born that way, and there's one crowd that says you're raised that way.
That's the devil, man.
How do you know you're born? Like, how do you know? I know
See,
I'm born gay.
okay, so here's the thing though. It just depends on how you want to look at it though, because you can sit here and say.
What you mean? How you look at it?
My thing is he's 12.
In
He's
nature.
12. I hear you. In nature, it's not normal, but he's 12. But like
You
you
don't
just
see,
said,
you don't
though.
see rabbits and shit being gay, do
So
you?
you saying he was touched then? So you saying
Something
something happened?
happened. You see some gay rabbit? I ain't never seen that now. I ain't never seen no gay animals besides human beings.
Gay animals.
Gay animals.
But then what do you But then what do you say to the kid that says, yo, I was born this way? So you just tell him like you weren't born that way.
Hey man, they got an old church song saying.
But don't everybody go to church song,
Now, he ain't what I just said. They got a church song that say, Jesus touched me, and now I know. All right? So a man touched you. Do you know?
But see, what's crazy though? I was watching an interview of Andre Iguodala. Hold on.
Y'all heard this song. You know all that.
Hold on. See, y'all got girls. So I was watching an interview of Andre Iguodala. He said he's not gonna let his girls play basketball, right? Because he says that lifestyle breeds him to be homosexual. Do y'all believe that though? Y'all think?
You got coaches that are
That's what I'm just saying.
You got the girls that are on the team that are that way too.
There's too many people receptive to it, so
It just happens.
no, they just know how. I mean, it's like you put them together. It's like you influencing.
But hold on. But last week we talked about raising your child the way that you want them to be raised. So you can't at one point say I'm gonna raise my child the way that I want to raise my child, but then say the world's gonna raise them.
Okay,
It can't be both.
but when your child leave out the house, your child is on the home. Your child now is adapted to whatever going on outside. In the house, the child listening to you, but when you get outside, it's a different beast. Huh? All that what you said went out the window. I gotta adapt to what's going on out here to survive. Come on, man.
My thing is, don't think I'm disagreeing with y'all. I'm just saying that you can't just off bat be like, yo, like. You can't be like, yo, it's not gonna happen because.
I'm not saying it's not gonna happen.
They gonna say you gotta be introduced to that world, man. Mostly everybody that's in that world, they've been introduced some type of way and they love it. I mean, they like it or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. You ain't born like that.
I don't agree with that. People saying like I'm born that way or I know I was that like
Genetics.
I don't know how you know.
You know,
how you
we
know
had
at 6 or 7 years
Pride
old.
Week last week, right?
Yeah.
I was reading, man, that one of the highlights for that Pride Parade was an 11-year-old drag queen from Austin. little boy dressed like a little girl.
So it's crazy, man.
See, as a parent already from the get-go, you did
But
more
see,
than that kid.
but see, you know what? Even the people that's in that community, they wrong because they promote that. He a child, man. You don't let
That
it.
child be a
Like I
child.
just said at 12, I didn't know what I was doing.
Don't be congratulating that man. He up there
All I knew one of two things. I knew I wanted to run track, and I knew my dad would beat my ass if I came home with bad grades. I ain't know nothing about none of that, man. Like,
Like I say, man, you young like that and you already saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that. How you, what is sexuality to you? You 12, bro, you a fucking child. So somebody to put that bullshit in your head that it's okay to sit up there and get your nails done and walk around with a sachet and you're a boy.
Right.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
And you sit up there, you sit up there telling the girl that's cool to go get a ball fake. That shit ain't cool,
so
bro.
what's crazy?
It's
So
not cool.
I read somewhere about I forget the actress's name, Charlize Theron or something like that.
Yes,
She adopted a little black boy, and she was like, no, he thinks he's a girl. I'm sorry, ain't no 10-year-old finna walk up.
She allowed that.
Not even she started dressing him like
No. Because when he started doing certain things around the house and imminent that, you gotta stop that.
Like, I ain't lying.
Put your hand down.
That's where
I know this might sound wrong, but I don't think that couples should be able to raise children.
Why not though?
Because you raising a child to be gay. You not giving a motherfucker a choice to make a decision on their life. You already gonna raise them that way. You ain't gonna raise them to be straight, is you? You don't want to be straight.
I hear you though, that's a slippery slope though.
Ain't no slippery slope.
Yes, it is. It's a slippery slope.
Because guess what? If no one wants to see that, now I'm saying if you
You
want to
just said it started in the house, right?
It started in the house, but here's the other though. Are you talking about legality or are you talking about morals? Morals, okay, I understand, but if you go the legal, my thing is if you go the legal route, you already know the justice and they gonna turn that shit, they gonna turn it into something completely different. They gonna say, okay, hey, a man and a man can't get married, cool, gotcha. They gonna find a way to bring it up.
How you gonna teach
Wow. You said what?
How two men gonna teach a boy how to be a man? Because they one of them don't know what they is. Some days he the woman, some days he the man. I mean, come on, you already confused.
Yeah. I just think when you start talking about like a home and the family, I understand tradition for the black community and then just the community in general. But it's gonna be tricky if you start trying to go into it. Because that's what the Republicans are
I'm
talking
talking
about.
about right and wrong. I ain't
I
talking
hear you,
about
though, but what is right and wrong to you, and it's not always right and wrong to someone else, though.
You know, that's the non-Bible reader, non-believers. You believe that your name
If
should
you
be
go by the Bible,
Christian.
man, that's a whole different little topic.
So you like Chris or Christian?
That's a whole topic, though.
Chris or Christian?
My name is Christopher, but I hear you. You know what I mean? Look.
So, but
Let me stop
So why you guys
Hey, look, let me put my foot down right on that one. though.
why did you get sensitive?
Now I'm making my name a Christian.
Yeah, okay.
we can't air this, huh?
We just don't do that.
No, we can't air this.
We can't air
No,
this.
we record, no.
We can snippet this, but we can't have it. You've been knocked out, I've been knocked out. I got about 5 on these sausages. I am hot headed, you know. I am not looking at this. We are not.
But look, hold on.
We love them all.
What's fun? No, I hear y'all though, but like, listen though.
But see, that's the whole thing.
I think that's the
That's
issue.
what's wrong.
But see, that's the issue though. You can't. I feel like nowadays you can't. What you just said though. I can't speak my truth, but then also make sure my That's not fair because the gay nigga can walk down the street and get millions and be like, oh, I'm good though.
Right.
But if I'm straight and I say, y'all don't fuck with the gay shit, they taking money in my
It
pocket.
ain't that I don't mess with
fair,
him.
though.
But listen, I'm not gonna allow him to come in and bring his world here.
But see, that's
When
what
he
I'm saying,
get in
though.
this chair,
You should be confident being able
I
to
ain't
say
tripping
that.
about no confidence or none of that shit. When you get in this chair, chill, rock chair, your ass gonna be a man. If you get the hair cut, I cut your hair. Don't be looking me in the eye, none of that shit. Yeah, we fucked up. Now I said that. Yeah. Air it out. Get them good bullshit.
No, look, let me get, wake up when you, voila, you a man. Boom.
So what about the experience? What about the experience?
What you looking for? What kind of experience?
Talk, enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So what do you? How do you relaxing? This ain't relaxing to me. This ain't relaxing. I want to sit back and relax and chill.
So what you want to do all that?
Do I ever do that though? Am I ever like this though?
How you want me to hit your way out here? You want me to hit your way out here? I came back to that. I gotta get it on. Come on, man.
But no, that's what I'm talking about though, because you mentioned that you don't want the nigga looking you up, but like my thing is though,
I don't think, listen.
how you know he's doing that? How you know he's doing that though? When it's just like, it could just be accidental. It could just be accidental. It could
Nah,
be
that accidental. Accidental. We ain't talking. I'm edging you up, we ain't talking. But you ain't got no better look at me now. You borderline, nigga. Don't be borderline. Close your goddamn eyes. I'm borderline, nigga.
We talking about the experience, y'all being funny and shit though. But like, so we mentioned as far as like, each barber has their own guards, their own kind of style and whatnot. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I know we being funny and laughing and whatnot, but so you cutting right now. So my biggest question, because I'm foreign to the barber lifestyle, I don't really,